Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going over CIDM. This was today's massive mover. This was the, I would say it's the biggest move we've seen in a while because NNDM ran 400%, but this is the second coming up. This is right behind NNDM, and it basically did exactly what NNDM did yesterday. This thing is up about 300% from 71 cents, hitting a high of $2.63. That is absurd. Absurd. And the point of today's video is basically just to go over my trades, what I could have done better, and just go over the potential entries and exits that you guys could have taken on this trade. So we're going to start off. I'll show just like my quick, I made $2 grand off this trade. It's decent day. I mean, I could have easily made more than that, but I only traded till 11 a.m. So I only got to see this move. Well, 12 a.m. I only got to see this part of the chart, and I left because I had to go out and do things. All right, so we are going to start off with pre-market. Pre-market, this thing released news 9 a.m. Again, we'll look at this chart because this one's all cluttered. 9 a.m., we had news, volume spike. News was a launch of Con TV, Dove Channel, Comedy Dynamics, and Doctorama on Amazon's IMDb TV. So, great news for a penny stock. Something about Amazon and IMDb. That is great news, fantastic news. This actually slipped my radar and was not on my watch list this morning. Usually it is. Usually I find stocks with news like this and chart setups. This was looking for a reversal. This looked great. Yeah, we had resistance here at 73 cents, but we clearly blew by that, clearly. This was a great chart. And, I mean, it wasn't a great chart, but it wasn't horrible. It had range. That's what I'm trying to say. This chart had range. It was above the 200 moving average, which is a major resistance. Had range to $1.80, and it blew past that all the way to $2.50. That's absurd. So we're gonna look here. I actually didn't realize this even had news until Richie announced it. Richie is part of Royalty Trading. He's a moderator there, and he actually started talking about CIDM around 10:30-ish. And that's when I was like, wow, this has potential. This can really make a good move. The news is great. The chart setup is there. And we could see something massive out of this. Excuse me. And so as soon as he mentioned it, I took an entry. He mentioned it around 10:30, 10:34-ish, 10:35-ish. Entered at around 87.5 cents. Took 15K shares there and quickly scalped for a quick high day. We broke to a new high around 95 cents. Started taking shares, selling on the ask like I always do, selling on the bid there, selling on the ask there. But before I move on to the next part, let's actually analyze this chart, see what's going on here. So on the 1 minute, we have kind of this could be perceived as a very ugly cup. Very ugly cup because we have a little bounce here, it comes down, and then we can see a little handle form. It's not the cleanest, but it can be perceived as a cup and handle, and you can use that. Or you could also identify this support being created because, as you can see in the 1 minute, we have a 50 EMA here. Let's see what the 5 minute looks like. So 58 EMA on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute, we actually were, so we're looking at 1020, 1025-ish. So let's find that here. 1020, yeah, look, 8 EMA, great indicator as I was talking about yesterday. It's riding the 8 EMA. And actually the cup and handle, it looks a little more prominent here. So cup and handle, and we're riding the 8 EMA with decent volume, not the greatest continuation volume, because as you can see, we had a major, almost 1 million volume candlestick here. And then it's kind of dying off more, just about 40,000 volume. And then boom, another giant candlestick with volume. This thing had, people were looking at, people were watching. So that's what I like to look for, people watching stocks. So perfect entry would be an entry on this pullback on the AEMA, using the AEMA as your stop loss. Basically, if the 5-minute closes below the AEMA, you leave the trade. You're done. If it stays above, you're still in. You can add more shares. Every time it bounces off the AEMA, you can add more shares. That's a good rule of thumb I like to keep on me. What I like to do is size into my plays. I take a little bit, and then if it gets really close to my support level, I might take a little bit more, or I might just chill because it could potentially break down. It could break through that support, and I don't want to be stuck with a ton of risk. So 15,000 shares, not bad share size. Took some here around 10:30, 10:35ish. Scalped it for a new high. It broke above its resistance at 95 cents to a new high a day. Started selling instantly at 95, 96, some at 93 because it kind of pulled back a little bit. I didn't want to get stuck in a fake out because it just hit high a day and then slowly came back down. But I realized it was staying above the AEMA, so I held the rest of my shares for another high. That's a good trade, great trade. So second entry that I took was actually here on 11:42. So we were having on the 5-minute, it's more prominent. You can see a symmetrical triangle forming here, and it's just riding. Instead of riding the AEMA, it's riding the 20 EMA, the yellow line I have here. The 20 EMA, it's clearly riding this. It didn't dip down to the 20 here, but at 11 a.m., it dipped to the 20. At 11:20, dipped to the 20. And it never broke below the 20. So I view this as a very positive signal. Supports can be any EMA. Let's just be honest here. It doesn't have to be the 8 EMA. It can be a 20 EMA, it can be a 50 EMA. As long as you identify a support, you can use it. But of course, it has to be a logical support. It can't be some weird indicator that you found off the dark web. You have to use a logical support. It has to make sense. And what I did here was I'll remove these drawings and just draw them again for you guys. I basically just drew what I saw. I just saw a little a little triangle forming, and I love triangles, love them. So I didn't really buy on the support, I bought on the break because I noticed how great this chart could be, and it was. I bought some at support, I'll be honest. I did buy some at support, but I bought more into the break, and then I sold it for a gain to high day. Almost high day. I was noticing on the 1 minute, you can see these candles aren't the greatest. There's big wicks at the top. I don't like seeing that. That to me is kind of bearish flow right there. So I take my profits. Paid off because we did see a new high. We broke to a new high a day, but it didn't go that far. It only went to $1.11 and quickly came back down at 11:47. So quickly came back down. And this actually could have been another entry. We flagged. We had a symmetrical triangle from 10:40 to 11:40ish, and then we flagged from 11:40 to 11:50. Quick little flag. See if we can see in the 1 minute. Yeah, quick little flag here. Above the symmetrical triangle support. This used to be resistance. Previous resistance becomes new support. And then we quickly saw a huge breakout, a massive move from $1.05 to $1.50. Sadly, I did not take that. I actually was done trading at this point. My daily goal is $2,000, and usually when I hit $2,000, I will stop trading. I'll just I might just watch if I have nothing to do that day. But if I have things that I need to get done, I usually will just maybe turn everything off and just focus on the other plans. And that's exactly what I did today. And I missed out on this giant move, but it's fine. Yeah, so literally, if we're looking at the rest of the chart after I traded from basically noon till market close, before it dropped an offering. Right here, it dropped an offering. It rode the 20 EMA. This yellow line, it rode it. It did not cross below it. And this could have been your guide. If it crosses below this 20 EMA, get out. If not, stay in the trade. Like, you could have easily, if you are not a day trader or a scalper, you could have bought on any of these entries I discussed in the morning. You could have bought on any entry dipping to the 20 EMA, like at 1 p.m. You could have bought a dip here. Or even a dip to the 8 EMA. And risked either the 8 EMA or the 20 EMA. It depends on how much you're willing to risk. Because the further you buy during the day, the more risk you're putting on, because this thing is already up over 100%. At going from 75 cents to $1.50, that's 100%. $1.40 is 100%, or no, $1.50, my bad. $1.50 is 100% right there. So the more it goes up, the riskier the trade's getting, because it's going higher and higher. How much higher can this go? Just keep asking yourself that. Yeah, we had a runner that went 400% yesterday, but that doesn't mean today it'll go 400%. I mean, yeah, this thing went 300%, but some people might have been looking for 400. Those people might have lost. They could have been holding all day and planned to hold in the after hours. But then, bam, an offering comes right before market close. They lose all their gains. That could have happened. I'm not saying it did. It could have, though. So I'm a believer in taking your profits when you see a good profit. You don't have to be going for home runs, because I know Richie and royalty trading, props to you, man. You made 50 grand today. That's absurd. My biggest green day was about 6 grand, and 50 grand, I can't even imagine. But I'm not that kind of person. I like to take my consistent, not small gains, like 2 or 3 grand a day isn't small, but I like taking my consistent gains. That's a lot of risk. I feel like if I couldn't imagine trading with the position sizes that he must be to make that much money. Oh my gosh. But props to him. I know he traded this great. I know if looking back at this chart, I would like to trade this again. I know I could have traded this much better, but I'm happy with it. And I hope all of you guys profited from this one. This is a great trade. Great trade. Great trade. Make sure, if you guys are watching this, make sure to take a screenshot of this or something and just like put it in a folder. Like, save moves like these, because moves like these are they're so impressive to see. Like an all-day grinder and then an offering drop. Like, yeah, offering drop, but like, you always have to keep in mind that there can be an offering that comes out at any time of the day for a company. Always keep that in mind. But yeah, that's pretty much the analysis. Buy low, sell high. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys traded this and made money off of CIDM. CIDM was beautiful, and I'm hoping tomorrow the momentum will follow through. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It means the world to me. Starting this YouTube channel is actually so cool. I'm looking forward to making these videos for you guys. So please subscribe and stay tuned for more. Thanks. See you guys.